organising our project media into bins by creating bins inside our bin structure. We looked at the ones that are there by type, audio, video and stills, but we also looked at right clicking and adding new bins and organising footage that way with titles that mean things to you in those project media bins. However, in Sony Vegas Pro there is another way of doing it using tags. And this is a great way of tagging your footage and creating bins which are filled with just items that you have given specific tags to. Now, the disadvantage obviously of this is that it takes a while to set up. You import all your clips and then you have to tag them. You have to go through tagging them so that they can be in the appropriate bins so you can find them very quickly. However, the advantage is once you have tagged those clips, you can very quickly find the appropriate ones in the appropriate place when your timeline's getting very busy, as opposed to having to go through and say, well, where is that one? You can go and find a bin which has got all the appropriately tagged clips in them, find the bit you want and go for it. So let's just see how this works. First thing I'm going to do is go to my Explorer tab, and I've got all my video clips here, and I'm going to select them all. So I'm going to select the first one, and I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut Control A, which selects them all. Another way of doing that would have simply been to select the top one and go to the bottom and hold the Shift key and select them all. Okay, so we just selected them all. And I want all of these brought into my Project Media tab. So I could drag them onto the tab itself, but the simplest way is to right click and go to Add to Project Media List. And when I do that, you'll see that the tab is flashing. I go there and I go to my video bin and you'll see that all of them are coming in. And what would usually happen is that Vegas Pro would be processing all the clips. I've actually used these clips before, so they've been processed, so they're available very quickly. But they might take a moment or two, and you'll see a yellow bar down here often, which is going through the processing process. So now that those are added to my project media, I'm ready to start tagging them. And you'll see down here there's a little section which is to do with tagging. And you'll see that there is a bin that says tags, and we're going to automatically create bins that have got items that have got a specific tag associated with them. So for example, in this set of footage, and I can actually, as you remember, we can move the workspace around, so let's have a little look at all of them. In fact, let's move them across slightly so we can see them better that way. Across their way, there we go. So you'll see that in this selection I've got two that have got boats. So I'm going to select both of those. So hold the first one and then hold the Shift or Control key. It doesn't really matter because they're right next to each other. They're both selected. And I'm going to tag them. Now to add a tag, even though it looks greyed out, you go to this little line down here and click. And now they're both selected to have a tag added to them. And I'm going to just say boats. Okay, and hit enter. And as soon as I do, a new bin appears under the tags bin that says boats. And if I click on that bin, I've just got those two clips inside of it. Go back to my all video, and I'm going to choose a few more. I'm going to choose ones that are seaside. I've got a few clips here which are non-beach. Let's see, I've got 3 clips here which are very much non-beach. So I'm just going to call these ones extras. So if I select the first one, then hold my Control key now to select that one and that one, I'm going to tag those and I'm going to call those extras. Okay, hit enter. And now I've got boats and extras. So when I go to the boats tab, I've got my boats. When I go to my extras, I've got my extras, which is great. However, this boat one here has actually got sea, and I might want to have lots of sea shots. So I'm going to go through and select all the sea shots that I can actually create a sea bin for. So I'm going to select that one and holding my Control key, that one, particularly ones that have got sort of more wilder sea in them. Maybe that one as well. So those are all my sea ones. And I'm going to click in the tag section down here and type sea. Enter. Okay, so now I've got a bin that's just got sea shots in them. But if I go back to my video, I can see that this shot up here, as well as being a boat, is also got sea shot to it. So I might want to select that shot and also add sea. Now I can do it in a couple of ways. I could type sea, exactly as it's put up here. So sea, enter. And then when I go down to the sea one, you'll see that the boat is included. It's still in the boats one, but it's also included in the sea. I'm going to go back to my video tab so I can see all of them. And when I select this one, you can see it's got both here. Alternatively, you can get rid of it, by the way, just by hitting the X. So that's now got rid of sea associated with that one. Let's just check, go back. Yep, the boat one's gone. The other way of doing it is to use this quick tag section here, which allows you to use keyboard shortcuts to add tags. So if you right click in this section, you get this edit quick tags. Okay, and I can actually go to the one that says C, and I'm going to go SEA, so that when I was to type Control+1, it will add the tag C to whatever I have selected. So I'm going to click OK, and I can see that it says Control+1 is going to add C. So let's go back to this boat one here, which doesn't have C added. And if I go Control+1, you'll see that it's now added the tag to it. So I can go through and populate this with all kinds of different items. So I could have one that says rocks, for argument's sake. So let's add rocks in here. So edit quick tags, and let's type in rocks, ROCKS, and click OK. So I've now got one that says rocks, but I've got nothing selected for rocks. But that one's clearly got rocks. That one's clearly got rocks. That one's clearly got rocks. So it's that one. And I think that's probably all the ones that's got rocks. Well, possibly, maybe that would probably come under beach. And I can click rocks. I just need to do Control 2. So Control 2. And now a rocks bin has been created under my tags. Click in the rocks bin, and all of those items have been brought in to that particular bin. And what I'm doing is I'm organizing a bin structure very quickly, so that when I'm building up my timeline, I want a rocks clip. I can go and find rocks. Or alternatively, I could say, well, actually, I want one that's got some people in it. So I've got a few that have got people in. This one's got people, this one's got people, and this one's got people. So I could just select the 3 clips, that one, and that one. And I could type people in here. Or alternatively, I could go down here and I could type people in here, so that I can quickly apply the tag people with Control and 3. So now I'm just going to reselect those 3, and I'm going to go Control and 3, and there's my people bin under my tags, go there, and there are the 3 that obviously have people in it. And I could go through and do seagulls and what have you. I could actually go through all my bins, giving them quick tags. If you know what you want to include, you can add them into this section here, and then you can click through them. Now you can see here I've actually got 3 clips selected. I've got kids playing in surf, and this one here, and this one here. Notice that I've got 3 different tags here. I've got one in rocks, one in people, one in sea. Now what it's telling me is this, that some of the clips are in rocks, some of the clips are in sea, but all of the clips are in people. So when you see something that's completely grey like that, it's simply saying that all the clips you selected are inside that particular bin. But when it's 50-50 grey and white, it's saying that some of the clips you selected are actually in other bins. Now, just because you've only got sort of 10 selections to be able to add tags doesn't mean that you can only have 10 tags. You can have as many tags as you actually like, but if you want to apply tags, you can apply up to 10 very quickly just by setting them up with these edit quick tags. And of course you can get rid of them as well. You can go back to edit quick tags and you can actually physically get rid of them as you like. So that's a way of bringing in clips and applying tags to them, and these tags are actually going to go with the clip. So if you bring them into another project, you'll often find that the tags are still with them, and you can organize your project really quickly by using these tags. And I would advise you to do that. If you're going to bring in items, put them into the appropriate folders, particularly the videos and stills that you might need to use throughout your shots. Organize them into the appropriate folders, the appropriate bins, so that you can quickly find them when you need them, because otherwise you could waste an awful lot of time trying to find the appropriate shot that does the right thing at the